Tell me, darling, could we run away? We could hide away by the cactus desert blue. I can see it just a mile away from this crowded place. I could lay there next to you.
Hey friends, welcome back to another episode of our channel, Best Freaking Friends Forever. We again thank you guys for tuning in, and if you have not subscribed, please do so down below. If you guys want to write us a comment, feel free to do so. We love hearing from you guys. So today we're going to continue with our book / movie that we've done, Charlotte's Web. So we're going to talk about the movie today. So in the US, it was released on March 1st of 1973. And it made almost 5 million, or it made a little over 5 million. So I don't think it was meant to be like a huge hit, or you know what I mean? Like, I don't think it was meant, I mean, that's not what they made it for.
Yeah. We watched it on Hulu. That's where we were able to watch it at. So if you guys want to go check it out on there, go do that and watch it with your kids. I did not realize that Reynolds was in this. Debbie Reynolds.
Yep, she volunteered to perform the voice of Charlotte for no salary because of her love for E.B. White, the book that the movie was based on.
I just would have never guessed it was her because she has such a unique voice. And like the movie, I feel like that's not her voice.
Well, I feel like when actresses that like in actors, like I feel like in past movies, like now that I'm like older and I pay attention to like actors and their voices, like I'll go back on older things and I'm like, oh my gosh, that was them. Like, you know what I mean? Like even when we did Pocahontas, I remember for the longest time, I could not think of who was the voice of John Smith.
Right.
And, I mean, for the life of me, could not think about it. And here it was Mel Gibson. Yep. You know what I mean? Like, and it just doesn't sound like them. Like their voice is totally different.
Well, yeah, because I feel like Charlotte's voice in the movie is just very calming. And I'm not saying Debbie Reynolds has a bad voice and her regular voice isn't calming. It's just she has a unique sound to her voice, and it does not sound like Charlotte. Yeah, and she's known for singing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. If anybody doesn't know Debbie Reynolds, it's Cara Fisher's mother. And then Henry Gibson played Wilbur. Once again, it was another voice that I was like, what? That's him?
So the author disliked how William Hanna and Joseph, I'm not sure if it's Barbara or Barbara, so sorry. I apologize in advance. Redesigned numerous scenes. He watched the finished version and hated it. And he never watched it again, and he called it a travesty. But this is considered among Hanna-Barbera's finest achievements and was praised by mainstream critics on its release. While it was not a blockbuster, it didn't make money for Paramount. And according to Paramount, the executive Michael Eisner, when he was in a meeting with Joseph Barbera and consulted the financial records. So I mean it, you know. But he was all, I mean, E.B. White was reluctant to have a film version of his book, especially an animated one, because he was afraid that they were not going to follow through with the death of Charlotte, that they were going to let Charlotte live. And they would change things and not keep to the book's darker nature.
Yeah. I mean, that's probably the only thing I could say is the book is a little darker. It is a little more emotional than the movie is. The movie's more upbeat because they add song to it. But overall, reading the book than watching the movie, there's not much. I mean, this is one I can say they really stuck to the book. I mean, there's so many book to movie that I've read and watched, and I'm like, holy cow, like you guys did this different, you did that, you added this, you took away that. But this is one I can say that it really stayed true to the book. Like this is the closest I've ever seen in my reading book, watching movie.
I mean, like you said, they did add songs, obviously. Like Fern sang, the Goose sang, along with Templeton. You know, Charlotte sang. I do like, I mean, the movie kind of makes, like we talked about, was spinning on the web when she made Wilbur's first word. The first time she did a web for Wilbur, some pig. The way they showed her spinning, or the way they played that part. And then, yeah, I mean, even Templeton singing the song when he's at the fair and going and collecting everything. I mean, it does. I mean, you have to do something to spice it up, so to speak, and make it
Right.
make people want to watch it. I mean,
yeah, I understand, like, from E.B. White's perspective, I can understand why he was upset, because it is, compared to the book, it's more upbeat. The book is a little more on the way of life, the circle of life. It really goes into depth with that, whereas the movie, it keeps true to that, but it tries to make it more light.
right.
I don't think I think travesty is such a strong word for this movie.
Well, like we talked about, like if we were the author, I mean, I think that's your baby, so to speak, and I think every author, when they write a character or they write, what the character's doing, you feel strongly about it. And that becomes, yeah.
I feel sad for E.B. White. I hate that he didn't like it. That really upsets me, because I'm like, I think it's a good movie. I enjoyed it as a child. I really did. And yes, as a child, I understood that Charlotte passed away. I understand that she was gone. And for a child's perspective, I think they did it in the best way they could, because in the book, it's very devastating how she dies. She dies alone, which we talked about in our last video. I cried I cried when her and Wilbur talked about their friendship, and I cried when she died. And in the movie, I didn't cry, it didn't upset me. I just knew that was I don't know, I feel like the movie did a really good job in saying, like, this is the way of life, but life moves on. And we get to, we get to meet her children. I mean, even in the book too. I don't know. I think the movie was good. I think they did a good job, because I think they only have one other one that they did for Charlotte's Web, right? It was like in 2000.
Yeah, they did a live action. They did a sequel, and I think it was 2000. No, hold on, let me look, because I want to make sure I get that right. They did a sequel to that in 2003. They did a sequel, Charlotte's Web 2. Wilbur's Great Adventure, and then they actually did a live action movie with Dakota Fanning, who played Fern, in 2006. So
yeah, I've never seen that one.
I've seen it once, and I feel like it sticks to the book pretty closely too, I think. But it's been so long since I've seen it.
Yeah, like, because the movie took out the scene where Fern's mom goes to the doctor. We don't see that in there. The movie we got to see a little more of Henry Fussy and his backstory, just a little bit. We saw a little more information about him in the movie compared to the book. Which in the book, Charlotte tells some stories, one of which was about her cousin who caught a fish. We don't see that in the movie. Of course, the stinky egg was in both.
Yep.
All the stuff that she wrote in her web, all of those were in the book and movie.
Well, all the things that happened at the fair.
Yep. There was something else I'm trying to think of that stuck out to me. It might come to me in a minute. Oh, and I'm telling, to me, the beginning of the book and the beginning of the movie are like word for word almost.
Yeah. I got that too. Even so much as and the movie did elaborate. They never said that he went and tried to sleep with Fern and tried to sleep with Avery. When he got scared.
All the storm. Yeah.
And there's a big difference with Jeffrey the Gosling being attached to Wilbur in the movie. And it's funny because he's the runt of hers, her babies, and he gets along with Wilbur, and he follows Wilbur everywhere. Well, and I don't feel like in the book things destroyed the web. In the movie, the Hornet got stuck in the web. And we got to see Henry's mom I don't think she really cared for Fern. Because when they came to the farm, she kind of was like, is that your, or what do you, is that yours? She's like, oh no, Charlotte did that, Well, and even, Charlotte shows a little bit of her character too when she sends Templeton to go get something by the gate or over across the whatever, and there's the cat that's there, and the cat tries to get him. And it was because he didn't attend the meeting. She said, maybe next time you'll attend the meeting when we're all meeting.
Well, yeah, in the book, I know she because it was kind of like school time, and then during the summer when school let out, she had more time to come to the farm and see him too. In the book, they kind of explain why.
But yeah, the sheep did not want to play with him because of social status. The dad told him, we don't associate with pigs.
That was 1973 Charlotte's Web. We did this movie because we read the book and we wanted to do the movie with it and compare and contrast as well. Let us know in the comments if you would like for us to do another book and movie like this, or just a movie. We're open. We'll do about anything. Actually, I think next week we're going to do a little something different, aren't we? We're going to start doing kind of like tabloid stories. I like to call them tabloid tragedies. And the first one we're doing is Corey and Corey.
Corey Haim and Corey, oh my gosh, Corey Feldman.
Okay. Yeah, we're doing Corey Haim and Corey Feldman next week. So yeah, we're mixing it up a little bit for you guys. But let us know. We would love to hear from you and hear your recommendations. I'm up for anything. I'm always game. I'm easygoing. Mm-hmm. Shelley is too. So, but yeah, let us know if you'd like for us to do more content similar to Charlotte's Web, the book and the movie. And until next time, I am Tiffany. This is my BFFF Shelley. Join us next time, friends, for another great episode.